Right now, your private messages and your browsing history are worth more for the governments and big companies than ever. So, in Europe, lawmakers just revived a new law called chat control, and it lets platforms scan people's private messages, and a bigger, stricter version is still being fought over. Now, more rules are coming like this one, and you can stop all of it on your own, but you can control how much your own activity you leave online exposed. So let's talk about the best VPN for privacy in 2026. Now, I'm not going to pretend I live in every one of these applications, but I dug into which VPN actually holds up on privacy versus the ones that just say the right words in their ads. And the gap is bigger than the marketing lets on, so here's the straight version. So a real talk first, a VPN is not going to undo a law in Brussels. What it does is it hands you back control over the everyday stuff. So real talk first, basically a VPN is not going to undo a law made in Brussels. What it does is that it hands you control over the everyday stuff. And that turns out to be bigger deal than most people think. Now, what I mean is that right now, without a VPN, your internet provider can see almost everything you do online, every site you visit, every search that you have made, and basically a lot of places is going to be tracked by your internet service provider. They're allowed to package that up and sell it online. And on top of that, every time you hop onto a public Wi-Fi at a coffee shop or an airport, you're basically trusting a stranger's network with your data. Advertisers follow you from page to page. Your location leaks and it all adds up. So basically, people go looking for a VPN to fix this. And that's where it gets tricky because a VPN can see all the traffic your provider used to see. So if you pick the wrong one, you didn't fix the problem, you just handed it over to a different company, which is a huge mistake. So a lot of free VPNs make their own money by selling your browsing data, and some paid ones quietly keep logs and turn them over when someone asks. So the whole point of this privacy VPN is that it can't do that to you, and very few actually clear that bar. So first, let me actually get you with the one I've point you to and why it matters. So first, privacy that's proven, not just promised. VPN keeps no log and of what you do. And that's not a slogan on a landing page. Basically, independent auditors have checked it with the full reports made public. And the company is based in Switzerland, which has some of the strongest privacy laws anywhere. So even if someone came knocking, there's nothing to hand over, and Swiss law makes it hard to force the issue. Second, an extra layer that basically most VPN don't offer is called a secure core. Normally, your traffic goes to one VPN server and out, and with secure core, it first routes through hardened servers in privacy-friendly countries like Switzerland or Iceland before it goes anywhere else. So even if one server got compromised, whoever's watching still can tie the traffic back to you. Third, you stop getting tracked while you browse. So basically a built-in tool called NetShield block ads, trackers, and malware before they even load. So there's a little panel that literally counts how many it stopped, and those pixels and scripts that follow you around the web just quit working. Fourth, you don't have to take anyone's word for it, but the apps are fully open source, so security experts can read the actual code. Most VPNs ask you to believe their marketing, and this one lets you check the actual work that they produced. Fifth, and this one matters, is that given where the laws are heading, it's built to get around blocks and stay quiet under pressure. Basically, there's a stealth mode that disguises your VPN connection so networks can't easily spot or block it, and it can reroute itself automatically if a connection gets choked. And on Android, it even lets you disguise the app icon as something boring like a calculator or a weather application. So a quick glance at your phone's give away nothing, and you could basically use it in a guest mode without even making an account. And sixth, basically it covers your whole life on every device, and it's part of a bigger private setup. Basically phone, laptop, tablet, router, smart TV. The same company also makes encrypted email, encrypted storage, and a password manager. So if you want to go all in on one team, you could actually trust you can with this one. So who is this actually for? Basically, there's two types of people. If you're just tired about being tracked, sold, and watch, this one is for you. Maybe you work remotely and you're always on a hotel, on a coffee shop, Wi-Fi. Maybe you just don't think a company should own a map of everything you read. This handles all of that quietly in the background. And if you run into any kind of online businesses, it matters even more because you're handling client information, logins, and private conversation. One leak on a bad network can cost you real money and real trust. And here's why I trust this team over the pack. And it's not just marketing. Basically, Proton was started in 2014 by scientists who met at CERN, the big physics lab in Europe. They didn't take normal venture money, they crowdfunded it. Basically, 10,000 people chipped in over $500,000 to get it off the ground. Today, it got more than 100 million users, and it's owned by a non-profit foundation. And get this, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, basically it's the guy who literally invented the World Wide Web, sits on their board. Now, they've even show up in Mr. Robot, basically a non-profit owned Swiss-based open source audited. The combination basically doesn't exist anywhere else. And it's the difference between a VPN that markets privacy and one that actually builds around it. And so if privacy is the reason you want VPN, this is the pick for 2026. Proven no logs, real Swiss protection, secure core, tracker blocking, code anyone can inspect, and tools made to get around blocks. Basically, it just clears the bar most VPN only pretended to. And here's how to get it. Basically, it's going to be pinned on the description box below. That's my partner link, and it unlocks the current deal up to 70% off Proton VPN right now. Now, offers change over time, so click through and grab whatever's running today before it's gone. My honest take is this: privacy isn't something that you notice until it's. And with the ways the laws are heading, the day is getting closer, not further away. So you want to simply set it up right now while it's cheap, and it takes 2 minutes. The link is on the description box below. All right, I'll see you on the next one.